So Dorothy is an interesting person, a very interesting person. First of all, I don't like the name Dorothy.
Makes me think of Wizard of Oz.
Yes, and I don't like the original Wizard of Oz.
Do you like the Return to Oz?
Nope.
The original
Don't
Wizard
care
of
for
Oz
any of
is
them.
cursed film.
Yes,
But
very, very.
The Return to Oz is weird.
I just don't like them at all.
Nobody has watched that movie except for very few.
The Return to Oz?
Yeah.
But
That's the one where like they go back.
Yeah. Oh, no, really?
That's the name
Really?
suggests.
The Return.
And there's like a robot man.
Yeah.
That's like
Mechanical man.
Mechanical, like you wind
Yeah.
up.
It's not even the same actor or actress.
Well, yeah, because this movie was like much later.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Okay, so
The name Dorothy is it's an old school name. I don't know anybody named Dorothy. No offense to anybody named Dorothy.
Dorothea is a great character.
I thought
I
thought I knew a woman named Dorothy one time.
No, you didn't.
Maybe. I don't know. But
Probably not.
The Dorothy I'm talking about, her story starts pretty early in life at 3 years old. This is in 1907.
That's when her story starts?
Yes.
That's when her life starts.
That's
too.
when tragedy starts for this poor little girl.
Andrew, your story does not start before you're like 5 or 6, so don't even act like.
When did he put the
Didn't
thing in
even
the socket?
exist. Like three or four.
So you're right there. You relate, I guess. Yeah. But Dorothy was playing in her parents' house up a flight of stairs. She
Tumbled down. broke her
tumbles
head,
down
died.
the stairs, and this is in London. So, you know,
Oh,
they have trouble with stairs.
They got trouble with their teeth too. Their teeth are stairs, man.
Oh my God.
Put them sideways and you can climb up
This
the
is going
Empire
to be a
State Building.
3-hour episode.
Yeah, I was like, we're at 7:30.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
So Dorothy falls down the stairs
The teeth.
and
Wakes up in another world where there's
almost
a yellow brick road.
almost. Her family finds her at the bottom of the stairs. They call the doctor. The doctor says she has been dead.
Oh, I know this story.
Yes, it's a good story. They leave her in the bed because she's dead, and they're trying to figure out what to do. The doctor leaves. They come back hours later, and she's sitting up in the bed. Keep in mind, the doctor did a full examination, pulse, breathing, nothing. The parents said that the body had started to turn cold.
Counterpoint,
What year was this?
it's the British in 1907.
Yeah.
1907. Okay.
Yeah. So they come back, and it scares her mother so bad she faints. Obviously, my kid just died. I'm going through grief all of a sudden. And then you find out, I walk in the room, and she's sitting up. Oh, it's kind of weird.
Demon.
Maybe. But they check her out again. They call the doctor again. They check her out. She's fine. She's got some bumps and bruises from falling down the stairs, but she's good to go. She recovers, but
You sure about that?
yeah, you sure about that?
Do you know this story, Andrew?
No.
Nice.
An unspecified amount of time passes. It's pretty soon after the events of it, but Dorothy begins crying to her parents and begging her parents to take her home. And when they ask, where do you want to go?
I do know this story. I know everything.
I don't remember where I heard it, so probably wherever I heard it, you heard it too.
Probably.
Except for proprietary.
Okay.
She tells her family, take me home. They ask her, where do you want to go? Because we're already home. And she says, take me to Egypt. Don't know why. Parents can't figure it out. They then a few days later, they go and they visit a British museum and just happen to have some Egyptian artifacts and displays and whatnot. She says that they say that she went up to one of the statues there and began kissing the feet of the statues and telling her mother that these are my people over and over and over. Keep in mind, British, 1907, uneducated.
They were
Doesn't know
eating
much.
mummies back then.
Yeah.
They were literally eating mummies back then, grinding their bones and flesh into powder, putting it in their tea and drinking it and baking with them
Yeah.
and making paint out of them.
So
The British.
she started asking the museum experts, the people that worked there, questions that no child should really know. Like she was asking them about the inner workings of the pyramids and how different places were like around the pyramids and different structures, stuff that no 3-year-old, 4-year-old kid should know anything about.
Counterpoint. If she knew about them, why was she asking questions about them?
Counterpoint, she's British.
Them darn teeth.
No, we're getting to all that. She was in specific asking questions about where temple gardens were at, which they had not found temple gardens yet in Egypt. We know now, many years later, that we have. But she was asking about them as if she knew exactly where they were. Over the next few decades, fast forward until she's in her 30s, in her own words, she says that she was living her double life, where during the day she was living a normal English woman's life. In the evening, she said that she was being visited by spirits and presence, and she identified herself as Seti the First, Seti the First.
In a long tube of demons.
Yeah,
Kenneth Copeland says.
and several other names that I'm not going to try to pronounce because they're really difficult, and I'm not going to butcher them. But either way, she identified him as a temple priestess. So she also said that in her past life that she had tragically broken her vows and was doomed to reincarnate at some point. So now in the 1930s, Dorothy ends up moving to Egypt after marrying an Egyptian man. She eventually became known, I guess, in their customs and their culture. You can change your name if you get married in, like sort of we do, where the woman takes the last name. Well, you could change your whole name, and she gets to be known as Om Seti, Ommsety.
Interesting.
And she moves to Egypt, and she lived and worked in Egypt for literally decades. And while she is in Egypt, she would randomly walk up to places and literally tell them, hey, go dig over there. That's where you're going to find the gardens. Or that's where you're going to find a tunnel. And they eventually took her seriously, started digging, and literally found where exactly she had pointed out different things and different tunnels. She also knew ancient languages that they, to this day, can't figure out how she knew them because they had not gotten their full alphabet yet and didn't know how all of it worked. But she was very proficient with reading hieroglyphs and the texts that were on the walls. Like, she could tell you a whole story just by looking at the wall. And nobody understood how she really knew what all of this stuff was, other than her telling people that she felt like she was living a two-person life, where part of her was just a normal person and another part of her was almost like a reincarnation. But she always credited it back to her falling down the stairs and hitting her head, having the near-death experience, being pronounced dead, and then coming back. And she said she came back from the other side with, I don't want to say possession, but for lack of a better term, possessed. But it's not like a possession that we often hear of where people are going crazy. She was actively being helpful, if that makes sense. But that's where I want to bring you guys into it. Do you think it's possible for your spirit and another spirit to live in the same body?
No.
Yes, the Holy Spirit.
Whoa. Roasted.
Okay. Yes. But not a human spirit. Not two human spirits living in one body. I don't believe that.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit or demonic, but not
Well,
human.
that's why I think it's demonic, because just of how it knew, or how she knew.
Yeah, it's very strange, especially like you were saying with her when she was like 3 or 4, whenever it was when they were at the museum, and she's literally asking them, "Hey, where's the garden?" And they're just like,
What are you talking
no
about?"
idea what you're talking about. And she's like, "No, there was a garden there." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then like you said, quite a while later, we discovered there were gardens there, and it's like, that's weird.
Yeah. And to the best of my knowledge, I try to look back and see, had anybody else been saying like, yeah, well, you should go over there? And I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything where anybody else was credited with even suggesting to do what she was saying to do. Also, her being somebody who's not grown up in the culture of Egypt, she,
Immediately was like,
yeah,
I know it and I understand it.
Yeah, it's extremely odd. It's extremely odd. And we have documentation of this, and everybody around her knew this.
yeah,
How she was able to pick up the languages and how she knew where to dig and what to look for. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's not like anybody could walk out. Dude, it's Egypt. It's been around for 1,000 years. Anybody could walk out there and say,
Yeah.
dig here and you'll find something. But when she's specific about
yeah. When she's naming
where
what,
to dig,
And what you're going to find.
that's suspect. Like, that's really weird. I don't know how she did it. I mean, she was having these dreams at night,
yeah, saying she was visited by spirits.
which I do believe.
Yeah. Do you think that, for lack of a better term, CTE, or not CTE, but traumatic brain injury, TBI,
TBI.
do you think that sometimes you can get that and become more sensitive to the spiritual side of things?
Well, I know that there are people that have had TBIs, and there's actually, let me focus on this one guy because there's several people that I know. This one guy, I don't know how he got his TBI, but he had a TBI. And he woke up in the hospital and he literally saw everything in mathematical equations.
Yeah.
And geometry and everything. Literally, that's how he saw. It wasn't like he thought he could see a door and think, oh, that's a 90 degree. No, I mean, he literally saw the lines.
Yeah.
And he became a very prominent mathematician, obviously. There's people that hit their head, wake up, and now they're speaking in a different accent.
Yeah. Different languages.
And they can't stop talking in that accent. There's people that wake up and they're able to be a world-class pianist.
Yeah.
Never played the piano once in their life. How does this happen? That's the thing. That's kind of going along the lines of what happened to her. I mean, it was a big trend. Like I said in the very beginning, it was a big trend with Egypt and Britain.
Yeah.
A lot of Brits bought and sold mummies, and they bought and sold artifacts, and they stole artifacts, and it was like us in Alaska, the lower 48 in Alaska. There was a TV producer that once said the only country that Americans are interested in is Alaska, because I mean it's completely separated from the lower 48s, but it's very interesting. I mean, you can't deny the facts of with what has happened. That's the thing.
Yeah. And
Nothing had been discovered of.
with it being so well documented, that's the thing that kind of makes me scratch my head.
How you can know where to dig, even though that Egypt is very popular with a lot of people, and people are going to be talking about it around her as a kid, I'm assuming, and it's a hobby for people to get into and stuff. How she's able to know exactly where things are, that's what's weird.
Yeah.
She might have heard some speculation or theories about where people believe things are.
Yeah. And
she never forgot about it.
She knew of hidden passages and tunnels and things where it would look like a solid row of rock or boulders or whatever.
Mm.
And she would say behind this, and it like a compass right behind it.
Yeah. I don't know how she was able to do that. But I don't believe that she was two people living in one body, because what does the Bible say? It is appointed once for man to die.
Yeah.
And after somebody dies, what happens? Well, their soul goes to wait for judgment. There's no reincarnation. There's nothing like that. So
the only thing that is remote to reincarnation, and I have different speculations on it, was when Saul went to the witch. We talked about this, I think, last
but
week.
that's not reincarnation.
That could be her just doing whatever.
No, it was.
That's the closest thing to it, is what I mean. Like, it's not reincarnation, but it's calling back from the other side.
It's calling on the dead. It's calling the spirit of the dead, which is some insane magic.
Well, I think that's reincarnation is like the devil's trick against resurrection. Or like it, you know how God does everything? He tries to mimic it. God's resurrecting. He wants to reincarnate, in my opinion.
The devil doesn't know when Christ is coming back. So therefore there has to be an antichrist in every generation.
Yeah.
Think about that one.
They're antichrists.
Now, I heard that little theory a while ago. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
There are antichrists, though. There's not just...
Yes.
But there's
I agree. There's anything that's against Christ is antichrist.
Right.
And any person that is against Christ is antichrist.
Yeah. Now, the only other thing I could think about with her is perhaps she did have a brain injury, and perhaps it was demons whispering into her ear. I think that...
But I don't see the benefit of an actual demon doing that.
Well, that's
the thing.
That's the problem with that theory.
Okay. Well, no,
Unless it's trying to activate some old temple.
Not even that.
Yes, even that.
Because Haunted Cosmos kind of goes into, not this story. I didn't hear the story from them, but they go into why would demonic entities do something that seems to be neutral or good or like not whatever. And they're like, the whole point is to muddy the waters.
Yeah.
The whole point is, if this looks like it's this, people will fall after it. They'll say, hey, they'll believe in reincarnation because look, this happened.
Sort of like the woman that's following Paul and Silas, or was it Paul and Silas?
Yeah.
Like she's a soothsayer. She's telling people good things. From their perspective, she's a nice lady. I mean, the town folk perspective. But obviously when they come into contact, it's like, nope, you're not real.
She was following them around for days.
Yeah.
Yelling that they were sent from God. And she was only giving them praise. I can't remember the exact words that she was saying.
Like, these are the servants of the Most High God or something.
Yeah. But Paul, he picked up on it. And after several days, and he's turned around and said, get out of her. So
I don't know. It's very interesting.
Interesting to say the least. It's a mystery that will never be solved.
I don't want to be one of those people.